Welcome back to Boys in the Zone. I am your host, EJ Savage, and I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm here reporting some fun news today. So, Diggs gets a new deal. We're going to be talking about that. Martin's still not reporting to training camp just because of his deal and impending getting reworked and stuff like that. Scooney's health, which is our rookie tight end out of Michigan, training camp stuff, and what's the defensive peak for this team. If any of that sounds fun or exciting, stick around. And without further ado, let's get into it. So the first guy we're going to be talking about today is this guy right here, Trayvon Diggs. Um, so for him, we got this tweet from Ian Rappaport. The Cowboys and rising star cornerback Trayvon Diggs have agreed to terms on a 5-year contract extension worth $97 million as he becomes one of the highest paid corners in the NFL, sources say. He gets a max value of $104 million. The Pro Bowler and All-Pro now will stay in Dallas for the long term. So yeah, just a little bit on this is very, very exciting if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, not only because Trayvon is such a good player, but he's also improving every single year. You get ahead of the contracts like the J.C. Horns, the Surtains, who else is up there? AJ Terrell's, and then you got Sauce, Woolen in the future. So you're getting ahead of those deals, and this deal actually comes in at fifth already. Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick. Let me get Trayvon out of the way. And yeah, right here. So Jair Alexander, Denzel Ward, Jalen Ramsey, Marlon Humphreys, and Marshawn Lattimore would be the last one. Marshawn Lattimore would be tied with Trayvon Diggs in what he's going to be paid average per year, which is actually pretty good. So that puts him in the top five. You could see that knocking down to 7, 8 spot pretty soon with those other deals that I mentioned earlier. And overall, just a really, really good deal. I actually tweeted this and talked about this a little bit in my video last week is, would you be happy if Trayvon Diggs came into your office as Jerry Jones and said, hey, I want $19 million a year for 4 years, and now he's getting here $19.4 million for 5 years. So really, really close on my analysis on what I thought that he could get as a player, and I'm happy that he didn't want maximum value. I mean, he saves a little bit for his team, and I think he's a great player that's continuing to improve each and every single year. So I'm very excited about what Trayvon Diggs has going for his future and has going for the future of this team. Let's go ahead and get that off the screen now and pull back up this. So yeah, just scrolling down right here, it also included $42.3 million in guaranteed money, which is pretty significant for Trayvon Diggs. I mean, he was a second-round pick, so he didn't get that first-round pick. He didn't have that fifth-round option to be picked up. So just really good news for him. I'm super excited to keep him in Dallas. We've been awaiting this, a corner that we drafted and groomed into something, and that's just what Trayvon Diggs has been for us. So very excited for him. The next topic I wanted to get into was the Martin deal. So I was gonna pull up. Let me get this off. Let me get big boy Martin up there. So Martin, everybody knows Martin is the best right guard in the league. I think that's without question. We've seen him even play some tackle in years past. He's a very versatile player, but he's super, super good at what he does. And what he does, he's not even paid the best at. So let's go ahead and pull up those contracts for Martin. He right now stands as the fourth paid right guard in the NFL. Chris Lindstrom for the Falcons, Brandon Sheriff for the Jags, and Wyatt Teller for the Browns are all paid more than Zach Martin right now. So, and two of those players significantly more. So yeah, I mean, Zach, let's just be honest. I mean, he's up there in age, 33. He's the oldest out of all three of those guys, but when you look at his production and you look at his longevity and his just his ability to stay on the field, stay healthy, and just be good for that many years. I mean, Madden gave him a 99 rating for the first time in his career, well deserved. But yeah, I just think that the Joneses are going to get this right. They're not going to let this ride out for too long. they're going to get him in there and get this contract figured out. And that's exactly what they need to do because he is such a special player. He's such a pivotal cornerstone for this team and what we're trying to accomplish this year. Um, I just see no other way than that. So, if it means extending him for a couple more years and um, front loading his contract for this year or pushing some money down the road, whichever route they go, I think it will be good. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get this off the screen. Jump right back into these bookmarks, and right here, Luke Schoonmaker on non-football injury list and Jordan Lewis on the pup list. That's from Aaron Wilson. So Luke Schoonmaker is, if you don't know, he is the tight end out of Michigan that we drafted recently with our second round pick in the NFL draft. Player that I liked, I didn't love at that position or at that with that draft capital, but that's besides the point. Right now, I just want to see Luke Schoonmaker get healthy and be able to participate in some team activities as far as training camp goes, and just building chemistry with Dak, building chemistry with Cooper Rush. I just see, excuse me, I just see so much potential in him as that lead blocker for our tight end group, and just being able to mix him in so many different packages and stuff like that. And especially, that Mike McCarthy utilizes his tight ends and wants to utilize them to a certain degree. So I think that this is noteworthy. I mean, him not being on the field, him not being able to practice with these guys because of this injury is a big deal. So. We need to get this guy back. We need to get him healthy, and we got to see what he has. Otherwise, it's going to be Fergie and Hendershot again, and I don't know that they necessarily want to stick to that those type of tight ends as much as they did last year. But we'll see. I mean, this is the guy that they wanted to bring in for the hard nosed blocking and stuff like that. So do they go out and sign somebody off the street that's can fill that role? All dependent. So we'll see. But overall, just need to get healthy, man. Um, Other training camp news. So Cowboys right tackle Terrence Steele, ACL, MCL, MPFL, all of those things were torn and or injured last year, has been cleared for the start of training camp, and he will not start on the pup list. So this is extremely good news for the Cowboys. I mean, just based on chemistry for that offensive line, just based on him getting those reps, him getting back into that football groove before having to go out on a Sunday and putting it all on that knee against other guys that are trying to kill you. It's a little bit better when you know the guy and that's rushing against you and stuff like that. So um, exciting for him. I mean, Terrence Steele is one of those players I've been rooting for ever since he's kind of made the team. He showed that he wanted to work over the offseason and get better and hone in on his craft. I think that he has kind of that Micah Parsons work ethic a little bit, and I'm excited for Terrence Steele to get back in there and do what he needs to do. So, without further ado, though, let's jump into the defensive peak for this team. What do I think? What's the overall outlook on this team? I mean, you're talking about some really solid players up front. You got two top 10 pass rushers according to Madden with DeMarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons, and top 100 players. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence just cracked the top 100 at 99, which is great. He's getting the recognition he deserves as a run stuffer. Then you add in Mozzie Smith out of the draft. I'm super excited about Mozzie Smith. The more that I'm looking at him, the more that I'm seeing what they want to do philosophy wise, and the more I've heard from the scouts on the Cowboys department. I'm excited about it. There's so much strength and untapped potential in Mozzie Smith for him to be just a elite run defender and then mold into that pass rusher. It's very exciting, and looking forward to him. Osa Odigizua really filling in at that 3-tech position is going to be super fun. You still got Jonathan Hankins there. You still got Gallimore and Bohanna. Then rounding out the rest of those guys, you've got Fowler, you got DA, you've got Sam Williams, Junior Feihoku, some dogs. So I'm really excited about this D line. Moving back to the linebackers, just with what I see from them, they're the real group that we have to watch. So what happens for year two for Damone Clark? LVE, can he stay healthy? Those are your two big pieces. If you have to rotate Micah back there sometimes, that's awesome. That's good. But at the end of the day, you have to see what you have in Jabril Cox. You got to see what you have in Devin Harper eventually. So and then you add in the rookie Overshown as well. So that's the real, position group that we need to be watching a lot during training camp. Them and the defensive tackles. Moving back to the corners and the safeties, this group, once again, kind of like the D line, is very stacked. Very excited to see what they have and what they can do against this offense. I don't want this defense to make it easy on the offense. I want them to test them, challenge them during training camp. I want the looks to be exotic and tough on Dak Prescott, truthfully, because the more that he sees, the more that's thrown at him, the better he's going to be during the season. The more honed in he's going to be, the more calculated and accurate he's going to be. So, a very very fun defense, but just rounding out those names for the secondary and who you should look for in training camp. Israel Mukwamu, is he going to be playing safety? Is he going to be playing corner? Very interested to see that. Eric Scott Jr., the sixth or seventh round pick, I can't remember. What's his role? What's his outlook for this defense? Is he going to be a special teamer? Is he going to actually be out there on the field? Deron Bland in year two is going to be an exciting player to watch, especially with Jordan Lewis starting on the PUP list. I mean, this is his position to lose right there, is the corner three. We're going to see so much from these young players, but then you talk about veteran guys. You talking about Hooker, Jaron Curse. You're talking about Donovan Wilson, who just got paid this offseason. And then you got your guys, Gilly and Diggs out there. Both of them are paid in, I think, the top 10 contracts for corners now. Um, excuse me. Super excited just to be a Cowboys fan, to see this defense flourish into what it is now, 3 years removed from what tragedy it was, really, honestly. So Dan Quinn, can't thank that dude enough. And overall, I see so much potential. I see so much outlook as far as what we can achieve as a team together. But we got to get that Martin deal done. We got to get it out ahead of the CD deal, and we just got to grind, stay healthy, and I think we got a really good shot at this. So. Hey guys, if you liked the video, if you liked about hearing about this stuff, or if you want to just keep up with my content, and or hey, if you are interested in coming on the show, that'd be awesome too. Leave a comment, leave a like, follow my Twitter at boysin, the letter N, not IN, the zone. It's right over there to the right. And yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and watching the video. Until next week, thanks.